How's it going, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome to another episode of the testing sessions here in Season 2, if you want to call it that. We're back playing trains again, Infinitrack trains. This is one of the decks that I've been meaning to, play on this series again. Obviously, if you guys saw in the community tab, I posted a few weeks back on the 18th or the 19th that my computer's hard drive failed. Complete blue screen extravaganza. Computer wouldn't even get to desktop, wouldn't even boot really. So ordered an SSD, new copies of Windows 10 because I had to literally start from scratch. Lost a lot of stuff. Luckily didn't lose everything in terms of editing assets and stuff, which is the stuff I was worried the most about losing. Did lose quite a bit of that, but we're in the process of rebuilding and remaking everything. It's coming along smoothly, I gotta say. An SSD is pretty nice. Never had one in a computer before, but I gotta say it's speeding things up quite a bit. So if you're thinking about upgrading to SSD, I highly recommend it because it is doing absolute wonders for my computer here. But everything should be coming up back on track. I've been trying to brainstorm ideas for videos to make because after 2 weeks off, I kind of lost my train of thought in terms of content that I wanted to make. So we're jumping back into it here with what is going to be the last testing sessions video of 2020, or this might be the first testing sessions video of 2020. I'm not sure. I do plan on making a year in review video for the channel just to follow suit with the past 2 years, so you guys have that to look forward to. But yeah, we're playing trains. As you can see, we're running Infinitrack, so I think Infinitrack still to this day is one of the best supporting engines you can play with trains. Machina, I think, is second to that. I think the Machina engine is great in adding much more power to the deck, in terms of its ceiling. But I think it adds a lot of inconsistencies. A lot of people are suggesting I play other Machina cards, like the Trap card, or I forget its name, so forgive me. But other big Machina monsters, I just didn't want to add them in because I was just really afraid of them adding more bricks to the deck. And oftentimes that's what they do. Drawing Citadel is really bad, and top decking Metal Cruncher late game really does suck. But they add a lot of good value to the deck, in my opinion. I really have been liking Citadel. I've really been liking Cruncher. But I really have also been liking for the longest time, the Infinitrack stuff in here. Because it allows you to extend and gain a lot of advantage, and you have Tunneler to recycle resources. Extension in the form of Trencher and Drill, and then Dozer is just a powerhouse of a card. Not to mention the consistency you get with playing triple heavy forward and Harvester as well. So I really, really like that. We're on the double Bouche de Mondes, or Book of Moon. We're on the Forbidden Chalice, playing Gamma and Droll in the main deck. Really, really liking this lineup so far. Gamma is still really, really good in general, and also good in here because we have a lot of spells that we like to start our turn off with, like things like Urgent Schedule, Heavy Forward, and Switchyard, and that's just easy bait for a Gamma. So if they try to ash any of those things, we can just go and fire off the Gamma. That's why we're also playing the Mega in the main decks. That way we can get rid of the Gamma and the Driver on the field, and then get Omega on the board, then get rid of the Omega, so we can have room to summon our Bullet Train, because of course he does have that restriction where if all monsters you control are Earth machines, minimum 1, you can summon them. That's why I'm also not playing Nibiru too, because Nibiru just conflicts with one of the best cards in the entire deck, and I just don't think that justifies running it currently. And with control being a little bit more prevalent in today's meta, I don't think Nibiru is that great. I think maybe Jizakir is better for, more sort of just pinpoint spot removal. Droll I found to be really good. Chalice and Book of Moon have been nothing but overperforming for me. Would be playing Droplet, but a little too broke for that, so we're on triple Forbidden Chalice for now. Foolish Burial can be swapped with Terraforming. It's just I think Foolish Burial can get a little bit more value in terms of being able to send Citadel, Trencher, Drill for some setups of Trencher's Art Engraver, being able to send Tunneler at any given point to be able to set up some really nice plays. So that's why I'm playing it over Terraforming, because I think the Foolish Burial just gives you just more options at the end of the day, and I really do like that. Extra deck has been phenomenal. Zeus is a must. Obviously, the double Juggernaut. Gengira Die is incredible. Double number 81 is a backup plan. Got to have two, at least in my opinion. You got the double Rail Cannon, Gustav Max. Earth Slicer is a bit of a flex spot. This could be literally anything if you want it to be. I thought about putting in Pentastag here, but it is not a Earth machine. And that can throw things off a little. At least it's not a Earth machine. At least I don't think. Yeah, Pentastag. Yeah, it's a Dark Cyber, so it's really can conflict when you resolve Brutal Dozer. Brutal Dozer is the best card, I think, in the main deck. One of the better cards So you do got to be careful with what you're trying to make, and sometimes it'll prevent you from getting into Zeus, so you got to play carefully when you resolve Dozer. Knuckle is just absolutely cracked, for lack of a better word. And then you have the double Goliath. This card is really, really good. I love Goliath in here. It gives the Infinitrack engine in the main deck so much more value. So yeah, that's the list in a nutshell. Really like it. The side deck is kind of... I never really find out like a good side deck for this deck. I just like the Shizakira. The Ghost Spell is really good for a lot of other matchups, like the new Ritual deck, obviously good against Eldlik and things like that. Cosmics for backer removal, specifically a quick play. Really like that flexibility. You could play Lightning Storm in the main deck. I've thought about it, but I think I like Book of Moon a little bit better right now. Although I guess technically Lightning Storm could go in here. Yeah, I guess we could do Lightning Storm. Let's do Lightning Storm. I don't know why, because I did cut Impermanence, and I'll mention this now. I did actually cut Impermanence because I think it's just coming like to the general consensus where a lot of people don't really like Impermanence this format because you have a lot of effects that are activating in the hand and in the grave. And obviously Impermanence can't touch things that do that, only activating on the field. And also the format is becoming a little bit more control heavy, so I think Lightning Storm in the main deck is pretty fine. So yeah, I really do like that. Yeah, I think that'll work for now. I think we'll just add that in here to start. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to say, I believe. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say. Yeah, side deck, like I said, is pretty good for now. D-Barrier is a card I'm really gonna be putting this in here for the Ritual matchup. The Drytron deck, I just now remembered. It's been a couple weeks since I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! Forgive me, because I literally haven't been able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! At all, since, the only way you can really play it right now is online. Then obviously goes in match for, reasons, because we are playing pretty much all Earth cards, so we can slow our opponent down quite a bit. Although I feel like this card's not that great, this format. I just don't know what else to, put in place. Maybe, I don't know, Summon Limit might be better for this particular format. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Heavy Storm Dust or just more back row hate. I don't know. So yeah, that's going to do it for this little deck profile. If you guys have any questions about the deck list, feel free to let me know down in the comments. I've done a lot of testing with this deck on my stream. Link to that below on my Twitch. I think I played this deck on my stream for maybe 4 weeks straight about a month back. And did a lot of testing, a lot of theory with it. So definitely check that out if you want more of me playing the deck exclusively. Definitely check that out. Speaking of my Twitch, every Sunday I do VOD reviews if I do play in locals, and I'll be trying to upload those to the channel now. So if you don't catch them live, you can catch them on the channel coming in 2021. So that is going to be something new that's going to happen, especially while locals is online for the time being. And I might even do it after that, if locals goes back into person, I might find time to, if I'm just playing random matches on Dueling Book or whatever, I might, upload specific matches, me going over those online matches in depth, because it's a little bit easier to do that for online matches than it is to do it in person. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. And real quick, before we get started, here's a quick way you can support the channel. If you're looking for any TCG accessories, check out Imperium Duelist at the link below. They offer a wide variety of products such as sleeves, deck boxes, dice, binders, apparel, and playmats, including my very own playmat, Blazing Permafrost, which is on sale now. You can get all of these amazing products for 10% off using my discount code WinnerKills10off at checkout, and support the channel in the process. And, of course, if you guys are buying anything on TCG Player or DrawPhase.com, do not forget to use my affiliate link to their sites down below in the description. If you guys shop and check out using those links, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back in the channel, and it helps out tremendously. Very, very easy to do and helps out a lot, for cards that you're already going to be buying. But, yeah, let's get into this. Let's see if we can find a match before the year is over, because it's currently 12:31 for me right now at 12:17 a.m., So let's see how long it takes me to find a match. You guys know how these series go. It takes just so long to find a match. I've been thinking about moving to Dueling Book, but who knows? Let's just get into it. All right, it seems like we've got an opponent, and that actually took no time at all. So that's nice. As you guys can see, I changed the background again because I had to. We got Kite Drake, we got Pegasus, we got Avermax, representing my 3 favorite decks to play at the moment. And let's see what we're playing against here. We are going second, which is good. We do open Sideframe Driver. You really, really enjoy to observe that. But out in the okay, so we're playing against, looks like PK here. I actually already tried to record this, and that might not be a surprise to you guys, but I actually played against Mermail, and it got me thinking, like, you know, I do want to bring back Mermail here in the new year. This has been quite some time. A lot of decks I really want to bring back, like Burning Abyss here, speaking of the Phantom Knight stuff. Decks that have been sort of out of rotation here on the channel. You guys can expect to see them back, Burning Abyss and Mermail. Probably Photon Galaxy as we get closer to January now, with Afterglow on the horizon. So look forward to that. I do want to, like, try to just bring new decks to the channel, but it's just hard to, because, like, you know, investing into the decks, you know, to get the physical decks. As you guys know, I do a lot of coverage of decks, like, in person, IRL, having the physical cards, so that can be a little bit of an investment. But let's just go ahead and see where this combo takes us. All right, well, that was a pretty interesting way to get to an Appaloosa. Nice use of the Leviair there. I think he used Ancient Cloak's effect that I don't think I've ever seen anybody ever resolve. Cards in attack position, target one dark monster in the field, changes card defense position. If you do that, monster gains 800 attack and defense until the end of your opponent's turn. I don't think I've ever actually seen anybody resolve that effect, which is hilarious. So we might get actually kind of screwed over by the fact that they use OCG rules here on the old EDO Pro. We would be able to chain block our Harvester with Derek Crane. Then again, he'd just be able to negate it with the Appaloosa anyway. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is going to be a pretty hard board to play through regardless. He does have 4 monster negates and at least 2 copies of Fogblade here. Yeah, he does have the Banished Boot. So we know we're at least working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 interruptions. And doesn't look like there's any way to trigger Bardish's destruction effect here this particular turn. At least that I'm seeing right now. But yes, Forbidden Shouts. Also, one thing I want to mention is my sound effects are a little wonky here on EDO Pro. I'm not exactly sure why, if that's a bug that's, you know, going on right now with EDO Pro, but it is rather annoying. Some sound effects work, some do not. I don't know what that is all about. So that's going to tribute that. I probably should have tried to summon Bullet Train first. But he's actually going to let it go through. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, you hear the summon sound go off there, but the effect sound does not go off, and that didn't go off either. I just don't know why that's happening. Very, very weird. Very, very strange. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try to summon this. Unfortunately, this is not an inherent summon, so we could technically negate if you wanted to. And it's also a hard once per turn. He's not going to negate. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to actually do this. That's going to get tributed off. Let's see if he actually negates that with the Appaloosa. If he negates with the Appaloosa, he's not negating with the Appaloosa. That's very, very strange. Okay, so he's just going to let us go into a River Stormer. That's completely fine, I guess. We're going to try to activate this. And worst comes to worst, he negates. This thing gets dropped lower in attack. We can try to run it over. We're going to detach Tunneler here. We're going to go ahead and try to send. We can easily send. Yeah, he's not going to let us send here, of course, but you know, man can dream, right? So technically what we could do here is we could link this off into Goliath and then use its other effect, Engrave, to bring it back. That would put 1 extra Engrave. That would put 2 Engrave. We could. So what we could technically do here? No, we couldn't do that. We're just short enough on resources. I think the move here is literally gonna just be like pass. I know it sounds fantastic, right? But this is going to go back down to 2100. This is going to stay at 24. He can't attack this anyways. The only thing that scares me is he does have access to the cloak, the boots, and the Torn Scales Engrave. Yeah, if another Phantom Ice card Engrave is banished from this card, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So yeah, that's a lot of extension there. That's quite a bit of extension. It does scare me quite a bit. Like I said, the only option we have is to link off into Goliath and then use the Storm Engrave to shoot off the Goliath to summon it back, and then put the material underneath it, what's going to come on defense, and that's kind of not good. I mean, we do have End Phase Bullet Train, which is pretty good, so we're going to go ahead and take advantage of the End Phase Bullet Train here, which, of course, he could just negate. Which, I mean, is he going to negate it? I don't know. He's let quite a few things go. Especially those instances where we're just tributing things for cost, and you can just literally negate it and leave us with absolutely nothing. I mean, maybe he's just playing it safe because he has no idea what our deck does. That could also be the case. Interesting enough, too, my friend actually, one of my good friends, has been playing Phantom Knights quite a bit lately. Phantom Knight BA, more so just heavy Phantom Knight with a very small BA engine, which I think is pretty much standard for a lot of these Phantom Knight decks. With the you know, the advent of all the new Phantom Knight support, just resolving tour guide here, which is absurd. Did he search that and I wasn't paying attention? I don't see a Scarm in his graveyard, so he might have just top decked that, which good for him, honestly. He's gonna go for Break Sword. He summons it over here, which is a little weird. I don't know why he wouldn't just take advantage of the free pop. Maybe he really just wants to go for the rank 4 play. Maybe that's what he wants to do. I'm not gonna give him the satisfaction of going for game here, so we're just gonna go ahead and scoop it up, and we're gonna go ahead into game 2 here. I can't speak. I'm gonna drop. Droll and Lockbird is absolutely just trash against him. I think we can, you know, come to the conclusion of that. I think Jizakir is definitely going to go in the main deck to be able to clear off things like Appaloosa. I'm definitely going to cut the Foolish Burial for a Cosmic Cyclone. I might also cut one of the card here for another Cosmic Cyclone. I just really don't know what to cut exactly. I might cut the Citadel. We need a lot of backer hate, so we're going to cut Citadel. We're going to put another Cosmic Cyclone, and we're going to go second here. And just see what he can do. So we open up Gamma and Lightning Storm. That's pretty good. Yeah, because the version that my friend plays is a lot different than this, at least from what I've seen. He plays the version that gets out the Arc Rebellion Dragon with the rank up spell, which is basically just Appaloosa on steroids in every sense of the imagination. It just has 3 negates of a monster effect, and it destroys, and it doesn't drop its attack because it comes out at 3k, so it's pretty good. We're starting off with Torn Scales. I actually don't know what to hit here with a Gamma. I think I'm going to save it for the Cherubini. Discard 1 card, send a Phantom Knight's card from your deck to the graveyard except itself. He discards the Torn Scales, which actually seems like pretty bonkers. Because he could just send Cloak, get Boots, summon Torn Scale, go for Cherubini, but Cherubini could potentially have something to point to. This is really tough because... This is really tough. I don't know what to hit here, honestly. You know, I'm going to take a chance. Because I think we wait for Cherubini, it's going to be too late. He might already have a card, you know, pointing, or Cherubini already might be pointing to something at the point where it is going to be protected, and that is going to end his turn. All right. That's exactly what we wanted. All right, so now we come to, you know, do we want a Metal Cruncher or do we want a Harvester? I think I'm going to start with Metal Cruncher, just because, like... Let's save Harvester for next turn. It really doesn't matter here. I should have used Derek Crane. That's a little bit of a misclick, a misplay, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to go ahead and grab Triple Dozer. Obviously going to get a Dozer to our hand. We can just Derek Crane here on the summon of the Dozer. It's not too big of a deal. What is he going to have here? There's no way he has Droll and Lockbird. There's zero way. I was going to say, if he has Droll and Lockbird, then good for him. Yeah, it's just... Good for him. Maybe he knows what he's playing. We're playing, but I just don't think that warrants him being like, oh yeah, he's playing trains. We're definitely putting in Droll and Lockbird. Like he's that knowledgeable about the matchup. Just doubt it. So what we're gonna do here, we could go for Trencher, which will give us a nice extension. I do like Tunneler a little bit more though for turn 1, just because, like, you know, next turn having the opportunity to recycle all those resources and draw to make a big push is pretty nice. Drill I wouldn't summon here. Obviously, I would just send it off of Stormer if anything, because you can just Trencher Drill and just play ball that way. I'm gonna summon Tunneler here. So now we're gonna go ahead and overlay into River Stormer, and we can make a really solid play here. Really solid play. We actually do have to bypass Citadel here, unfortunately, because we don't have access as it stands to a rank 10, which is not good. We do want a rank 10. We're going to add Bullet Train to our hand. And is it possible here to get Anger Knuckle as well? I think we might be able to get Anger Knuckle. Yeah, we can go ahead and link these two off. Or... Is there anything we can do, like any shenanigans we can do with Goliath? Link off into Goliath, link into Knuckle. No, I don't think there's any shenanigans that can be done. Yeah, you know what? Let's do this. Because if it's Knuckle on the field or Goliath, it really won't make a huge difference. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to send off this Harvester. We're going to use it to bring back this. And then we're going to go ahead and overlay for number 81. And we're going to end phase use the Dora here. We're going to set this Chalice, and we're going to end phase activate this. That way, I think that helps play around Nibiru as well, which is pretty nice. We're going to target itself. So obviously, you can only Nibiru in the end phase, and we're just going to add back Harvester for next turn. Kind of do the whole thing again. So that's like that's a pretty good board there. That's going to allow us to have, you know, Knuckle to be able to revive the Bullet Train, to potentially revive another card, and it also gives us a Link Monster on field to be able to send off with Stormer. You got Danger Jackalope here. That's fine. Let's see how lucky we get. We hit the rank up. So he is playing the rank up spell. Okay. So he's playing rank up. Luckily, gammaing his Torn Scale was enough. There's Psychic Weed Dealer. Alright, we're going to see a Cherubini here, I imagine. We might actually want to do Always Chain here. Because if we can on-summon... Can I do anything on summon here? Yeah. I would like to just be able to use... he hasn't committed his normal summon yet, but I'm not too worried about that. Mainly because we do have Forbidden Chalice. For a like if he has like Tour Guide, like, you know, his 9,000 IQ has Tour Guide in his hand still. Get the Cherubini off the field. The Cherubini. End of main phase. End of main phase. End of main phase. Yeah, let's go ahead and tribute this off. We're going to go ahead and bring back Derek Crane. Get that body back onto the field. Let's see what else he has here. Maybe he has Evenly Matched? I don't know. It just says end of main phase. It doesn't tell you whether he's trying to enter battle phase. Unless it did and I'm just blind. Because next turn, what we can do is just like normal Harvester, search a card like Dozer, Link for Goliath, Tunneler, or Stormer for Goliath, search a Bullet, make a rank 10, and go Gustav into Juggernaut and try to seal the game. I'm gonna go ahead and summon Graph now. Okay. Maybe this is like a last-ditch effort. Does he have another extender in his hand? He has Seer and Graph in his hand. Wow. Man, I just got played. I just got freaking rolled, dude. I just got rolled. I just got rolled. Like, no kidding. What's he gonna target? Itself and what else? My set card? It's not affected by card effects, though. That's fine. I mean, if he really wants to get Cherubini out, which I'm sure that's what he's going to grab. Chalice here is pretty useless against the Cherubini because it does some for cost, but Mennonite's Break Sword is activated. Okay, so now I'm getting a little worried. I mean, this is only bad because he had Seer and Graph in his hand, which are really good extenders for this particular scenario. Like, it literally could have been anything else. Let's see what he makes here. His rank up spell is in the grave, so I don't think he can do any rank up shenanigans to Arc Rebellion, because that would just outright lose us the game. That card is a walking nightmare. I don't know if you guys have had to play against it. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Because, like, before my computer died, like, a couple weeks ago, I was playing a lot in Dueling Book with Speedroids, doing a lot of testing. And I played against his Burning Abyss, or his Phantom Knight deck quite a bit. Running into that Arc Rebellion card is just such a headache. Especially with Fogblade already on top of it. And then you have, like, the Bardiche pop. Like, it's just almost impenetrable. Raider's Knight. Okay, that's fine. There's a special one with an extra deck. Phantom Knight, Raid Raptor, Ixie's Dragon. We're definitely going to hit that with a Chalice, 100,000%. Absolutely, stop that nonsense. So was he trying to end his turn, or was he trying to enter battle phase? Links into Bardiche. You hate to see it. By using this face-up card, you control as material, but destroy during your opponent's next end phase. So why? I mean, I guess to bait something out, I guess. So now he just gets double Fog Blade. That's okay. This Lightning Storm is laughing at me. This is why I, like, low-key don't like Lightning Storm. Because this has, it's like, it's high risk, high reward. Yeah, you can just, like, wipe your opponent's field at the start of your turn. Like, if you go first, or if you're going second, technically, but your first turn. But, like, seeing a Cosmic Cyclone at any other point in the game just feels like, obviously, way, way better than drawing a Lightning Storm. Maybe I should just do Harpy's Feather Duster. Because Harpy's Feather Duster would just be a blowout. But I'm just deck building for the occasion, so that's not really, like, the best way to go about it. Never want to deck build for the occasion. You got to really take a look at a lot of data and then stand back and make your decisions from there. A lot of people do it, myself included. Like, you'll play a game against a friend, he's playing that, for example, like the Phantom Knight deck, and you can't beat it, so you start, like, you know, main decking cards that help you in that matchup. Instead of just, you know, trying to just get better at the matchup in general. Because then you'll play against something else, and then the cards that you put in to beat this deck don't do anything against the other deck that you're going to have a hard time playing. Still doing things. This is absolutely infuriating at this point. Know what else is also... He still has to use... Oh, boy. Alright. This is rough. I mean, if he clears our field, like, I'm fine with that. We just Lightning Storm him. And we have Harvester in hand, so, like... Yeah, we Lightning Storm him, I think we're okay. That is if he clears our whole field. I mean, he did kind of blunder by hitting the number 81 with a Break Sword, and he's making another Break Sword. Does Break Sword's effect once per turn? It doesn't look like it is. Why would it be once per turn? Hard once per turn, that is. It looks like he's going to target itself. Is he going to... Okay, so he's going to get rid of the Derek this time. I mean, if he can get rid of this number 81, I'll be shocked. I'll be absolutely in shock and awe if you can get rid of this. It's unaffected by card effects. Not special summon monsters have dark monsters, so we don't have to worry about Appaloosa. But I mean, dark monsters are pretty good. That's like a pretty good attribute to be locked into. It's almost like it's not a restriction at the end of the day. But then you got Speedroids over there, which is like, hey, wind monsters. Wind monsters, you know? Alright, I'm gonna let this fast forward, because this guy just has like every extender possible. Alright, so we did all of that just to make a Time Thief redoer, and we picked up a Cosmic Cyclone for turn, so I'm pretty sure this game at this point is just over. Let's see what he gets off this. He's not going to get a trap. He gets a... Was that a Jizukiru? Yeah, he gets a Jizukiru. I know he has wings. Let's see what this does. You can banish this card from your grave, and then try one Phantom Knight's monster, give it a special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. Alright, so that could be kind of problematic because he does have Bardiche, and he does have not one, but two Break Swords in his grave. Let's see what we have here in the GY. I'm very tempted to use this. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, let's use Tunneler. I'd really like to keep Stormer in grave if at all possible. Let's go ahead and put back Cruncher, and let's go ahead and put back. We'll put back Knuckle. We'll try to draw some cards here. Recycle, and we'll draw. See if we can draw into something really good. Fortunately, Book of Moon is not going to do anything against this, but drawing Forbidden Chalice would be really, really strong. Is he going to let this go through? I don't think Fogblade can stop this, my dude. And your Time Thief Redoer certainly can't as well. And what do we draw? We draw another Lightning Storm and a Revolving Switchyard. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and use Revolving Switchyard here. We do have this Fog Blade that we can just take out at any point. We're going to use this. We're going to go ahead and discard and search. He's going to see us discard the Lightning Storm, so that maybe gives him a sigh of relief there. We get rid of our only one. Obviously, we can't use it at this point. Definitely can't use it. But we do have the Cosmic. So maybe he thinks his Fog Blade is safe. We're not going to chain. What we're going to do is we're going to grab Derricrane. Derricrane can clear. Let's go ahead and burn Cosmic. We'll get rid of this. Pay 1,000 life points. Easy. Get that out of here. Normal summon this. That's going to go through. It's so weird why these sound effects aren't working. I don't know why. And we're going to chain that as well. And here we're definitely going to search another Dozer if it wasn't already obvious. Best extender we can get here. And now we have options. So like the first play we can do is link this off for Goliath, and then Goliath or Stormer the Goliath away, and then Goliath attach Stormer, Stormer attach Search Bullet. Overlay for Gustav. And at that point, you gotta think that, you know, he's probably going to just pop with the Rusty Bardiche, and that can be kind of problematic. I would like to try, though, however, to maybe get to another... If we get to another number 81, we don't have to worry about the pop from Bardiche, because we can just protect whatever he tries to pop, but I don't think we have the resources to do that right now. Yeah, let's do this, because if we can do this, we can get Trencher, and Trencher's a really nice extender here. And we can of course use both the effects still. Like we can make a Stormer, link Stormer for the Goliath, and then still do Stormer for Goliath, Goliath attach, and you know, get all that good stuff out of the way. Getting a search in the process. And Knuckle's actually back in the extra deck too, which is really good. I forgot about that. You can take advantage of Knuckle, but I don't think we have any level 10s in the graveyard, which is kind of unfortunate. We're definitely going to summon Trencher because we have to. But we can definitely use Stormer to send other level 10s. So let's do this. It's going to be very hard to try to play just through this one pop. Because our board state is like kind of fragile as it is. His graveyard is just absolutely loaded to like just disgustingly loaded. So we could go the easy route here and add with Bullet Train. Oh wow, I see the play now. Absolutely 100% see the play. Yeah, so the play here is going to be, and this is all, you know, down to whether he tries to stop this at the right point. I'm not entirely sure, but it's going to force him to pop one card or the other. So we're going to add Bullet Train to our hand, because I'm trying to think of a way we can get a material underneath this, but there's just a very, very easy way, and that's obviously just linking this into Goliath and then using Stormer Engrave. And then Goliath attached number 81, that way we have our material. And if he does try to get that one pop, because at the end of the day, it is just one pop, we're going to send this off. He's like, what is he doing? Is he just trying to get another body on board to make a shenanigan? And right now, like I said, like he has basically this instance right here. You know, after this hits the board to like pop a card. If he's going to pop anything, he has to pop the Bardiche. Or not pop the Bardiche, but it has to pop, you know, this. I guess, so somebody does see this coming. So I'm actually curious to see what he pops here. So this is going to get summoned. This is going to pop card. Oh, so this is all going to resolve? No, he gets... Okay, we're just targeting first. Then he's going to target. Let's see what he does here. Because now, even at this point, if he pops the Derricrane, which is the correct play, we can still link the Stormer and the number 81 into Knuckle. Knuckle bring back the Derricrane summon Bullet. And he's just, yeah, so he's just popping number 81 here. So that was going to basically force him to do one thing. And it's exactly what we wanted him to do. We still have Trencher Engrave, which is really nice. We don't need it, but it's nice to have. And we're just going to summon this. Yeah, so we're definitely going to be able to OTK through this. 100%. We're going to go for Gustav Max. We should be able to OTK through this because that's 4,000, 4,000, that's 6. Yeah, and then we can just force the Redoer here with the Gustav. Detach. Burn. I'm going to try to pop this. See if it goes through. I imagine he'll chain. Not going to chain. Okay. Interesting. And now we're easily going to overlay into Juggernaut. And this card says, I just want to double check because I feel like I forget what this card does every time I release the specifics. Once turn you can detachment this card against 2,000 attack. Once this turn you can only declare attack with this card during each battlefield. Oh yeah, so we can just use its other effect here. Detach, this is going to go up to 6k and it can make 2 attacks on monsters. That's going to be 4k and then 39, which is just going to game. So we're going to go battle phase. We're going to swing over here for a lot of damage. Bardiche is a once per turn, hard once per turn in terms of the pop that it offers. And we just swing over for a game there. So that was actually a really good game. Hopefully we get to finish the match because I would like to be able to finish the match. I'd like to be able to finish this match. Trains versus PK. Is this game 2? I can't remember. It's been so long it feels like it's been game 1 or game 2. I think it's game 2. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely game 2. We sided. Who am I kidding? Alright, so now we're in game 3. Cosmic Cyclone was huge. I think I'm going to side out a Lightning Storm for Cosmic, because Cosmic is just way better. I could be eating those words here in a moment. That's all I really want to side. Ghost and Match is obviously terrible here. This is one of those matchups where, like, yeah, you could do D-Barrier, call Xyz, but if we're going first, we already have Xyz on board, so we're taking value away by, you know, playing D-Barrier. We draw the one of Lightning Storm here. Please set more. Oof. Watch it be Waking the Dragon here, actually. That'd be hilarious. See Metal Cruncher. We're gonna Lightning Storm and hope this is... So obviously he bricked here, which is unfortunate. We wipe away 3 Forbidden Chalice. Oh my god, you hate to see it. So we can't play Switchyard, so we are gonna start with the Metal Cruncher. I feel like in a situation where you have Harvester and Cruncher, it's best to go Cruncher. Because next turn, you know, when you commit to a board, you're going to have, obviously, cards in play. You're not going to be able to play Cruncher, whereas you're still going to be able to play Harvester, but he does have Ash, so you hate to see it. Alright, so we're going to play Switchyard. Switchyard is kind of weird here. We're still going to do it, though. We're going to discard Drill. Drill's better off in the grave. And we're going to go ahead and add Bullet Train. Bullet Train's only option here is going to be able to summon itself. We're going to have a slow turn too, but he basically is just top decking here as one set card. I don't know what it's going to be. We are going to, we're going to link here into Bullet, or not Bullet rather, but Double-Headed. We're going to grab back Drill next, or at the end phase. And we just had that huge summoning line here, you know, that we get off of the Switchyard. I'm not even going to bother going to the battle phase. I don't want to risk anything. We're just going to add this back. We don't want to add back Cruncher because Cruncher's going to be dead. I probably could have left that. No. As I said, we could have left the Drill and Grave, but... because that way we could do some shenanigans. 3 Chalice. So his opening hand was triple Chalice, Ash Blossom, and... maybe another Ash. Because if it's a danger card, there's no reason you wouldn't have activated. If it was a PK card... yeah, I was going to say, if it was Torn Scale, I think has to discard a PK. Let's see here. Did he open the stones? Did he draw Did he draw Boots? He draw Psychic Weed Dealer. Oh my god. Alright, well, we have a game on our hands now, boys. This is going to be, this could either go really far or not far at all. I don't know. We're just going to fast forward here. And hopefully it's not far at all. Maybe it's probably going to be, though. Alright, so we're met with an interesting situation here. So he's basically going to force us to use the double-headed Anger Knuckle. I was wondering when this situation might happen. So yeah, we are going to tribute it off. We are going to go ahead and summon out this. We're going to use this to bring out Pegasus, because that's our only option. This is one of those situations where I wish I was playing Ruffian Railcar, but there's just like not the room in the main deck. And we're going to bring this back out here and I mean, yeah, we can activate it, but of course it's going to get negated. This is where I kind of wish I had maybe left Drill and Grave, add back Cruncher. That way Drill can summon Harvester, Harvester Search. But I feel like we're in a decent enough position right now, to the point where, like, I don't think it would have made too big of a difference. But yeah, all of this off of just one Cherubini. It's pretty good. Pretty good. It's not broken, but it's pretty good. It's gonna definitely be hard for us to try to play through this. So he's gonna bring these back as a rank 4. And I don't know if he can do the rank up play here. I don't know. Gonna go for Raiders Knight. See what Raiders... I've never seen this card used in other builds. Like my one, like the one build I've played against quite a bit, I don't think actually played this card. And if it did, I don't remember it. Because the way I always seen it set up was just going into Rebellion set up with the rank up. Or Arc Rebellion or whatever it's called. So he's just gonna make another Break Sword. This seems like maybe he's doing this but he's just bringing Boots back out of the grave again. Is he just gonna like pop my whole field a bunch of times? I'm pretty sure you need this engraved to be able to search the rank up. If I'm not mistaken, like again, I'm not a Phantom Knight master. I haven't had a chance to mess with any of this Phantom Knight stuff. I do plan on picking up the new Phantom Knight stuff from Phantom Rage because I do want to play PKBA. Gonna make Evil Swarm Nightmare. Oh, we already have 2 massive bodies on field. Well, they're not really massive anymore. I guess they're in defense position. And this only stops when an opponent special summons a monster. Okay, that's fine. That's not even that bad. We can just go Drill into Harvester. I mean, technically we could, but we're gonna have to play here. We're gonna have to play the game. We know he has a Fog Blade. It's end phase. He basically has 2 like Floodgate Trap Holes, which is rather problematic. We can add back 1 here. We have Stampede. I mean, it doesn't negate the summon. I mean, technically we could just go Drill into Stampede. Stampede summons. Or we could just go Cruncher as a normal summon. Battle phase. Well, this is 1950 defense. It's like kind of huge, actually. Unless, of course, he Fog Blades it. And that leaves us kind of up a creek without a paddle. I'm going to add this. I think that's just the better call. Draw Trencher for turn. Trencher for turn is actually a really solid draw. We're going to play the Revolving Switchyard, the Rotonde Ferroviaire. That's how you say it in French. I know that because I had 1 French copy that I don't know where it is because it got replaced by a nice, beautiful, super rare. Let's see. I always thought this card would look good in a secret rare, but man can dream, right? Or secret rare Ruffian Railcar. It's one card that definitely deserves it. He's been common since his inception. Everybody else has gotten a rarity bump. Everybody else, but good old Ruffian. Alright, so I need to do a graveyard check here. Alright, so he has no way to get the interruption with the Bardiche because Wing is banished, and yeah, Wings is banished, so we don't need to worry about that. We could Knuckle, but we're not going to. We're just going to use this. We're going to discard Trencher. And we're going to search... We're going to search Derek Crane here. I keep sighing because it's like, yeah, we could play, but this double walking, Floodgate Trap Hole kind of sucks to deal with. I guess we could start with Knuckle. Knuckle could send off Drill. And Knuckle allows us to summon Crane. What we really need to make sure is that our Harvester goes through. So we need to bait some stuff. Like, however we do it doesn't really matter. So we're going to dump Drill because, again, we have Trencher Drill, which is a really good combo. Really glad I've added back Drill in, by the way. So yeah, now we're going to summon the Derek Crane here. This could be totally incorrect, but I'm going to do it anyways. That's going to go through. Let's see if he uses this here. I imagine he will. He doesn't use Nightmare. I think it's because it's only inherent summons. I'm literally actually throwing. Could just be throwing right now. It's alright, that happens. I do tend to throw games. Let's see here. So, actually, because we don't need to work, we can actually get both these monsters on the field. So let's do this. Let's actually normal this, because again, we have Drill, Trencher, and Grave, which is huge. So we can force this out. He's probably going to use Fog Blade here. Yep, there's Fog Blade. And if I'm correct, if what I'm thinking here is correct, what we can do is now is use Trencher. Trencher gets Drill. Drill summons itself. We use Drill to summon Harvester. And since these are all being summoned by card effects, Nightmare can't stop it. Even if he could, obviously, the effect would still go through. We need to make room here, because right now we're kind of clogged. So we're actually going to link it to Goliath, and we're going to get rid of... This will make the combine levels. I think that's actually a bit more useful. Then again, will this contribute any Earth Machine? So we contribute the Stampede off. So yeah, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to summon this. You can't book that, obviously. We're going to clear this. We just sent the Fog Blade to the graveyard. God. That was the one thing I didn't need to do. I wasn't paying attention to that. Obviously, oh my. I think it might actually be okay, though. I think it might still be okay. That was the one thing I didn't need to do. Do I still have a level 5 in deck? Do I have a Tunneler still? I think we still have a Tunneler. Man, you hate to see it. Talk about making a blunder. Well, see, now it does come up. It does come to the point where, like, I mean, does he know I'm playing Earth Slicer? Like, that's the question. Does he know I'm playing Earth Slicer? Like, does he know exactly what to pop here? All right, so he's not doing anything right now, so we're pretty much free to do whatever we want at this point. Obviously, we have priority, so we can't just interrupt us in the middle of our play. So we could just make River Stormer search Bullet, summon Bullet, and try to do that whole line. Or we could use this, make Slicer pops, you know, pops 2. Pop Bardiche, pop this, but he could just book it, obviously, because he has Nightmare, so we can't do that. You can really just book whatever we decide to bring out right here, which is rather annoying. Yeah, that's actually kind of annoying. Well, like, I don't think he's killing us next turn either. So let's actually just do this. Let's summon this. I imagine he's gonna use Nightmare. Like, he's definitely in, like, defense mode here. So that goes. Then we just make another Goliath. I mean, we could. I don't think we can link that off. So what we could do potentially is just. I think we just have to pass. I mean, we could, you know, hit over for 500 here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna hit over for 1,000. That's more damage. It's way more damage. You know, by 500. You know, crazy amounts of damage here. We're gonna hit over for that. He's gonna use Fog Blade. Him putting this in the graveyard is not such a big deal. I mean, think about it. He's gonna have the opportunity to do it anyways. So, let's see what he pops here. He pops that. That's the right choice. And he has Torn Scales too. It just doesn't stop. Yeah, that was a huge mistake on my behalf. I should have distributed off, like, Derek Rain. We couldn't, though. I should have distributed off the drill. Distributing off the drill was the way to go. Yeah, that was a throw on my part. You hate to see it. I literally just had to not give him the Fog Blade, and what do? I give him the Fog Blade. What are you gonna do? Big misplay cost of the game. So that's really unfortunate because that was like a really long game, and it just sucks to see that it came down to that huge misplay. I literally just had to not give him, you know, literally anything to work with, and I just got greedy by wanting to keep that monster on the field. It is what it is, you know, you learn from these mistakes, so that's why making mistakes is pretty good. Otherwise, you'll never learn to, you know, actually make the better plays in some situations. So, like, this really sucked right here, too. Like, just looking over this really sucked because, like, we had an opportunity to potentially just outright win, but we just didn't have the resources to do it. The Ash Blossom just hurt all around. Yeah, like, that hurt a lot. Like, we could have potentially just completed a rank 10 right there and just blew right through his field, but we didn't, and he just sets up pretty much his whole combo here. I mean, at the end of the day, though, it's still rough because, like, he still had Evil Swarm Nightmare. And I just don't know if there's much that we're doing under Evil Swarm Nightmare because we can't really aggress on his board, you know, without going into the extra deck, which is what we had to do, which is the only thing, obviously, that Nightmare would have been able to deal with was things that are being summoned from the extra deck, obviously inherent summons. So he makes Raider's Knight, and then he makes another Break Sword, pops this, so many Break Swords, summons those back, and then makes Nightmare. And runs that over, we get a card back. And then we draw Trencher. So, like, right here, we're already in a really good spot. That ditches that. Then we bring this back. Fog Blade's there. That's completely fine. He has to. Trencher for Drill. Drill for Harvester. Harvester for Dozer. Yeah, so doing this was correct. We still had to link into Goliath. But if we tribute this off, we summon Dozer. Dozer summons the Tunneler. And then... I mean, I guess I could have attributed the Knuckle. The Knuckle was next to useless. I think I should have attributed the Knuckle. I think getting rid of the Knuckle was the play. Because if we get rid of the Knuckle, actually, Knuckle goes, Dozer summons Tunneler, and then... This is like the extra deck, man. So good, but it's so, at this point, like, we just... It's like almost if we had like a rank 8 to go into, it would have been really good, but there is no Infinitrack rank 8. Like, you know, there's a rank 7, but we need to rank 8. And we're locked into Earth Machines once we resolve this, so Zeus is not an option at this point. Anyways, and I did not expect him to hit over for 11,000 damage. I wasn't expecting that either. Dozer, Tribute, Summon Tunneler, makes Stormer. Stormer gets booked. He still has his Fog Blade here. We have a Stormer. Yeah, there's just... not much we can do, I don't think. I think that's just like a losing game regardless. You know, as much as that sucks to hear, I just don't think there's much we were doing. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and find another game here. That was a painful loss. I feel like it was definitely maybe winnable if I would have played better, but I think that was still a good match regardless. So let's see if we can find another one. And also, real quick, channel members get to see these videos first, so if you want to get early videos, definitely consider checking it out. And it looks like we got ourselves an opponent here, Bob Ripper. So let's see if we can have ourselves a game where we don't completely blunder and just throw the game right out the window. Like, we have the game right here in our hand and we just literally toss it aside. It looks like it's Trap Trick. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. It's a good thing we are maining a double Lightning Storm. I feel like Lightning Storm is a card I'm putting back in like a lot of decks, unless it like literally just doesn't work. Like if it's a going first deck, I won't play it obviously, but a lot of the decks I do play are going second decks, like Speedroid, Mech Knight, Train. So like Lightning Storm has been finding its way back into the main deck because Control, I feel like, is actually becoming more prevalent. Yes, there's still some combo decks, but even those combo decks like PKBA, for example, like their backline is like one of the biggest issues, you know, that you have to worry about, and Lightning Storm can take care of that, obviously. So he does have Sarah with Brigandine, which is actually a pretty strong opening. I don't know where this is going to end. Our opening hand looks meh. And we drew Heavy Forward, Harvester. Not the greatest drawing. Citadel sucks. I mean, like, this is why I don't want to play any more Machina cards because look what they do when you draw them. They literally add nothing to your plays. I'm not saying they're bad, 100% bad, and completely useless. This card has great utility in this deck for the board wipe and protection that it offers. Gives the deck more turn 1 value outside of, you know, using River Stormer to dump this card instead of just adding a random miscellaneous card. You actually get that protection and then threaten a board wipe, which is really nice. But, you know, they do contribute to brick hands, unfortunately. And he's just setting tons of traps. Floodgate Trap Hole, and then I didn't see what this other one was, if I even have a chance to know what it is. Sets 4. And you know they're all just nasty Trap Hole cards, too. What's he going to make now? Rafflesia, of course. Yeah, this is going to be rough. This is going to be very, very rough, unless we draw Lightning Storm for turn. Didn't draw Lightning Storm for turn. Spoiler alert! We didn't draw it. Alright, let's start with Heavy Forward. Let's see what he does. We also got to watch out for Gravedigger's Trap Hole, so our Derek Rain's probably not resolving. There's just so many things to think about right now. Your opponent special summons a monster. That's free to go through. I mean, we have Chalice for the Rafflesia anyway, so that's nice. Or we have that for the Sarah as well to stop him getting even more advantage. So we have Harvester in hand. Those are summons Tunneler. We could just search Trencher here, or we just add Drill. We have no way to discard Drill to the graveyard right now, so I'd rather not add it. Let's just add Trencher, just another extender. Or like if we had like the Field Spell, I would grab the Tunnel or the Drill, but we don't, so I'm not grabbing it. Let's go for Harvester. Will Harvester resolve? Waiting. 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 It is going to resolve. Thing is, like, if I put this Derek Crane out here, he's definitely Floodgate Trap Holing it. Like 100%. So I'm not gonna summon the Derek Crane. I know what's gonna happen. I know it's gonna get Floodgate Trap Hold, so I'm just gonna add Dozer here. Derek Crane is one of our best cards, so I'd rather not just throw it away like that. Especially since, like, it's going to remain face down because Floodgate Trap Hole just, like, you know, it's permanently glued face down. He's going to use Rafflesia here. I am going to 100% Forbidden Chalice that. I'd rather not lose my Dozer and also take 2,000 damage because just negating it's not enough, I guess. How about a burn for 2,000? Yeah, we're going to shut that down, no problem. Dozer's going to hit the board. That's going to resolve. Will he Floodgate it, though? This will be interesting, too, because I've never tried to use Trencher on a face-down monster. So I'm actually not sure what he's going to do. Sarah's going to resolve, especially when a Trap Tricks from deck. And then if another Trap Tricks monster. He has 2 Floodgates, bro. He has 2 Floodgates. You know what? Sure. It's quick. It's like quicksand. We have to see back or hate. We have to see back or hate. And that's why the Cosmic Cyclones are definitely coming in. Cosmic Cyclones are definitely coming in game 2. Did he just set another Floodgate? Jeez. That's another Floodgate Trap Hole. An uphill battle. I literally feel like the guy in Floodgate Trap Hole. Like, that's literally me right now. That is literally 100% me. Is he going to pop our heavy forward? That's fine. Literally don't care. Okay, so we can tribute a set card. That's good to know. I literally genuinely did not know that. It doesn't specify, I guess. Say tribute one face up, obviously, so... We'll get this onto the board. Throw another Floodgate at me. I mean, we've already normal summoned 2. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I just don't know what we're gonna do here at this point. I don't want to throw Derek Crane out either because it's gonna get Floodgated. So there he goes. There was that another Trap Hole. I mean, I think this deck can kind of kill us just because, like, it has maybe Utopia stuff in the deck because it literally, that's all it does. Just traps you to death, and then Utopias you to death. Does another floodgate. I'm just tempted just to... Let's just burn his last floodgate trap hole. Let's just burn it. Like, we're not winning this game. So we might as well try to be a little sneaky. Trap trick. What is he going to get? Is he going to get another Gravedigger's trap hole? Wow. Do it. Literally torrential me. That way I can resolve Tunneler. Do it. I really thought he was going to maybe get like, would actually be too late, I guess. I actually want him to use his torrential now. I mean, this is negated, so this will die too if he does torrential. Otherwise, we just get to keep a free Rafflesia on field, which is pretty cool. Or not Rafflesia, double-headed Anger Knuckle. Alright, so he's not burning torrential. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're literally one card short here. Let's go into the battle phase. Let's get rid of this. Can't leave that on his field. He definitely has 2 more in his extra deck, but we got to start clearing them now while we can. And that'll do it for our turn. It's good. I mean, it's good knowing that he at least has a torrential set, so we can try to force some shenanigans. I mean, it's only going to get rid of one of his monsters at this point, but like getting rid of one is better than, of course, getting rid of none. And we're at least going to force him to use more Sarahs, because obviously he only has 3. He's going to use this. I'm going to chain right now. We're going to get Citadel to the graveyard, and we're going to summon out Derek Crane. So getting Citadel to the grave is huge, because that can actually do a real board wipe here if he decides to negate and destroy this or something. Yeah, if another face-up Earth Machine monster control, except... Yeah, so, like, that's why I really like Citadel in here. I won't only play it at 1. I think that's, like, pretty much a standard amongst any trained player that plays Citadel. They probably only max 1 copy, maybe 2 if you're absolutely insane at the game. And you just never draw it, but... then getting access to... Having a card like Citadel really does open a lot of opportunities for the deck. Be able to, like, grind more and just have more of a backbone, if that makes any sense. Just does not want to use that torrential. He's just going to wait till he gets 2 monsters on the field that aren't affected by traps, and then he can just one-sided torrential. Is that the gimmick that he's trying to pull? Okay, summons Alomaris. That should return this card, especially on level 4 lower planner and second monster. Okay, so now he's going to torrential. Well, now that'll just trigger our Citadel engrave. As soon as his stuff resolves. He's targeting Knuckle for something. I'm not sure what. Catch this card, send 1 whole normal trap card that meets activation conditions from your deck. Graveyard. Sends. Bro, what is going on? Oh, he still has Rafflesia. And what? If an opponent's monster leaves the field because of your card effect and is now in the graveyard or banished, you can attach this card, then grab one of them, special summon to your field. Wow. Alright, well, there's another Sarah. 1 down, or 2 down, 1 to go. This card just keeps going, man. This card has literally done about 7 things so far. No, it's not. It's only done 2 things. Summons Dianea. Dianea's probably going to summon another one. Are we dead? No, he's just adding one. Setting it, actually. Setting another one. So he's getting So you can basically play, like, it seems like a billion copies of Floodgate. Trap Hole of Spikes. When an opponent's monster is normal spin, it declares an attack, destroy that attacking monster. And if you do inflict damage, your opponent have to. What on earth? Floodgates, Floodgate. 2 more Floodgate Trap Holes. This man has access to like 17 Floodgate Trap Holes. We're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! This game. I'm sorry. Unless we can rip a Lightning Storm. Please let me rip a Lightning Storm. This guy deserves to be Lightning Stormed. 1000% deserves to be Lightning Stormed. Are we dead? There's no way. There's no way. We're dead. We're actually dead. We're just dead. That's really cool. We're dead. Because Trap Holes burn for damage. Alright, Trap, Trick, B, Trains, Game 1. We're going to save these because I'm actually curious to see what my top deck would have been. Alright, these are going in. This is going out. This is going out because you can just negate it apparently, and Droll Lock seems less than good against him. Really nothing here to side. We could go first. But, like, we don't have, like we like the going first board we're gonna put up is not gonna stop like set. It's not gonna stop that. We could already have Lightning Storm in the main. We might as well just go second. We don't draw Lightning Storm. We draw a double Gamma Driver though. So we pretty much have to just save the we have to save, or we could just hit this. That's his normal summon. I don't see any other way for him to get, unless he just has Monster Reborn. I mean, if he has it, he has it. And he still gets into Sarah. I'd rather stop him from getting this card and also stop him from getting into Sarah, rather than let that go through, let him link into Sarah, and maybe, you know, if he doesn't use it too, then I'm just clowning myself. We draw Cosmic Cyclone. That's really good, actually. These are all Trap Hole cards, so we're just going to take a gamble. We're going to go with this one right here. It's not like we know what they are. We can force them out and then chain Cosmic to it. It's a compulse. It's a compulse. All right, we're going to go heavy forward. We have free discard fodder in the form of Gamma. We're easily going to grab Harvest here. Maybe we can take a swift game here. Maybe we can just take a really quick and free game. At least that's what I'm hoping it's going to be. Let's go ahead and use heavy forward, or not heavy forward, revolving switchyard. Let's see if this will even resolve. Luckily, maybe it will. Discard Gamma. We have no use for it. Driver's banished. Let's see. We're going to add Derek Crane. We're going to pretend like we can chain block here. So we're just going to add Derek Crane because this is the proper play that you should make, considering TCG rulings and how they work. Yeah, so we're going to pretend like we chain block there. Woo, look, we chain block, guys. So cool. So resourceful. Us train players. So we're going to go ahead and search Dozer here. Dozer's going to summon Tunneler. Dozer for River Stormer for Bullet for Gustav, Burn, and then for Juggernaut for a game. At least that's what I'm thinking here, unless he has something really insane in his back row. I'm going to grab Tunneler here. Tunneler just makes more sense because if we need to play the grind game, we know we have like a Pot of Avarice and Grave, which is pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and overlay this into attack position. We're not playing around Mech Knights. Very unfortunate. Detach the Tunneler. Tunneler's going to search. Stormer's going to search, not Tunneler. Stormer search. Bullet Train. We're going to add it to the hand. I would send Citadel here, but we did set it out, of course. But we are also trying to push for game, so we just want to add this level 10 extender. Boom, that goes there. I really just feel 100% inclined just to go for it. Now, we're going to do this because if this is like Void Trap or something, or Traptrix Trapple Nightmare, that's going to really suck to run into. So we're going to link this off. And then we're going to use this Engrave because we want to make sure our monsters it can't be destroyed by card effects. If we can keep it on the field, obviously that's going to be better. It's a lot of extra like work we have to do, but if it'll secure and guarantee the OTK, why not go for it, right? And the problem with it being extra work is like it's just more chances for him to interrupt and kind of get, you know, catch on to what it is we're trying to do. So just like bang, 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 go right for game. This is a little bit safer. A little bit of a detour. And we can still attach, you know, heavy forward to Stormer or whatever. So that does get attached, which is perfect. Now all we have to do is not detach it. We're going to detach Derek Crane, burn for 2,000. Derek Crane pop set, go into Juggernaut, attach, go up to 6, attack for game. Boom. Is this it? Are we going to have to do a game 3? It's Shade Brigandine. All right, you hate to see it. Well, that just completely thwarts our OTK. It just completely gets rid of the OTK. Huh. See, like, I would go for Juggernaut, but we've already resolved Tunneler, which means we're not going for Zeus, so there's no reason to go for that. So the only thing I see that's, like, a logical play would be actually to link into the double-headed Anger Knuckle. Just kind of sit on that. Or we could leave a giant 6k body that can't be destroyed by card effects. I like that idea, too. Or we could just leave this on the field. Like, there's so many things we could do. Let's actually do this. Let's turn this to attack position. Let's change his battle position so we can at least clear this. Nope. I'm getting, like, excited. I'm like, wait. If we're gonna go for damage, let's at least go for damage. Let's go for more damage. It's only 4k. It's 1,000 extra damage, but we might as well try. It's unfortunately not game. And we can attach that, so we might as well. Yeah, because if this goes up to 6k, this is the only monster that attacks. You know, it seems like we could have just attached to go for 6k attack and then attack, but if once we use it's a effect to manipulate its attack and make it go up to 6k, we can't do anything else. So I think actually now I probably would just link, because like we have no value here as opposed to where we link into the... But then again, it's like, you know, we still have like Bullet Train underneath it, which we're actually going to use that now. Because why not? We'll get that search in the end phase. I mean, do we leave big 6k body that can't be destroyed by card effects, force game next turn, or we do go for like a safer route? And we also are getting a card back. And it'll potentially allow us to be able to resolve Tunneler here. Decisions. I'm going to do it anyways. I might regret this. I feel like this is just the safer route, 100%. Now let's use Tunneler. Put this back. Put this back. We can easily put back this, and the Harvester as well. Let's put all of those cards back. Draw into Derek Crane and Cruncher. We still have a Bullet Train in Graveyard, which is pretty nice. We can still recycle something with the... good old Bullet Train. We'll just put back... We'll put back Goliath, since we'd rather just leave the Stormer in the grave for its graveyard effect. And now we just hope he doesn't have a follow-up, because we did stop his Diana, which was a Searcher, which would have given him follow-up, or Mantis, rather. I don't remember all their names. Haven't played against Traptree consistently since, like, 2014. Which I think is, like, the case for most people. And he goes ahead and surrenders, so that's pretty nice. Let's, train, or trap, Rick. First trains. Game 2. I still feel like that was the right move, going for the Knuckle. Now he's definitely gonna, I feel like he's definitely going to go first. I mean, if he doesn't go first, he's just losing out on free advantage. So, I mean, we're going to keep our deck as is, and we draw a Lightning Storm. Droll Lockbird seems subpar, but I don't know. I don't think Ghost Spell is really that good against him. Maybe it is? I don't know. All I've seen so far is Floodgate Trap Hole deck. Please set one more. Set 5? I think he's just going to scoop when he sees a Lightning Storm. We have game. Is that just game? You're just going to wrap it up right here? Change Shade Brigandine. Okay, you have to. Change Sanctum! Okay. All right. We got a game. We got a game on our hands. Okay. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just a little disappointed. Ooh, we hit a lot of good stuff, man. We had Sanctum. We didn't really hit it, but now we can go ahead and use Urgent Schedule, but there's really no reason to use it. Goes ahead and resolve Scythe. We can't go to the extra deck. We can resolve Harvester here. There's really no reason to use it, though. I'm just going to set. Like, there's no reason to commit anything to this board because we have to go into the extra deck to be able to do anything. Like, we could Harvester. We could Harvester for Dozer, Dozer for Tunneler, and then just pass. But, like, I just feel like that's kind of a waste of resource. So let's just pass over to him and hope he doesn't top deck the nuts. I swear, man. Like, this game has our name written all over it. But did we lose because he has... Are we... Oh, battle phase? Ooh. Ooh. Alright, we're definitely urgent scheduling there because why take damage if we don't have to? We're going to get Bullet and we're going to get Drill out of the deck. You love to see it. You can kill any of these. I'm literally okay with it. We're not going to summon... We're not going to Derek Crane there. I feel like if we put Derek Crane on the field, it's easy run over for him and we don't get any add backs. I mean, not that we really have anything to add back, but getting these cards, like just getting a level 10 in circulation. We actually should have summoned Citadel. That was maybe a minor mistake. We should have definitely summoned Citadel. Get Citadel out of the deck into the graveyard, especially since we have Harvester, obviously, which can get us a Stormer Search, you know, the Bullet Train regardless. So, like, we didn't technically need to summon that there. We could have just summoned Citadel. It would have been much safer. Draw Lightning Storm here. That's good, but not good. Let's go ahead and normal summon. We're going to pretend to chain block here. Obviously, this is going to search Dozer. We're going to summon the Derek Crane. Yeah, we can pretty much try to set up a protected OTK. Actually, OTK might be easier said than done. Well, if we can we can use potentially both of these Derek Cranes. We just have to get them both on the field, and with double-headed Anger Knuckle, we can definitely do that. I think when we make our, when we eventually make, actually, well, we can get another Bullet Train too and summon that to the field. We can definitely make 2 rank 10s here, which is really nice, really nice to be able to do that. We're definitely gonna do this. We're gonna tribute that off. Yeah, so like the options would be to like go for Dozer into Tunneler, make Stormer dumps Trencher, or we add Bullet, summon Bullet, has Trap Trick. There's no way he has another Sanctum play. If he has another Sanctum and Scythe, I will be moderately surprised. Okay, it's Torrential Tribute. Alright, well, I mean, that's not the end of the world. We can still force that out. All we have to do is be able to play through a Torrential. Which, this is going to resolve regardless. That is going to get us... We have to go for Trencher here. What's he going to let us do now? Is he going to Torrential now because he's scared or what? Yeah, he's going to Torrential now. Oh, this is fortunate. Like, we could Trencher. We've already used Harvester, already used Dozer. We could still Trencher for Drill. Drill summon Crane. Link Drill. I think I'm just going to pass, actually. He's top decking. And we have Lightning Storm if he tries to come back. Yeah, we're not even in a hurry here to try to close this game out. Now, do we add Drill or do we add a Harvester? I'm just gonna add Harvester. I feel like it doesn't matter if we have Trencher in Graveyard. We basically resolve both their effects in a singular turn, and we still have Tunneler in the main deck. I think having 2 level 5 Infinite, yeah, he just passes. So unless he drew the Absolute Stones, this game is now definitely over. If it wasn't over last turn, I think that's the way the cookie is gonna crumble. I forgot to pretend to chain block there. My bad. All we need is a simple Gustav play. I'm going to go here. I forget to chain block again. My bad. Now we'll summon it. I mean, odds of him drawing Nibiru. So this is one of the situations, like, I definitely am deathly afraid of a Nibiru. But, like, Nibiru's Nibiru. He's still top decking regardless. So, yeah, we go here. We detach Tunneler. Not that it matters. So we can still technically just link this off anyways. We're going to go ahead and search Bullet. We're going to add that to the hand. And we can play through we can play around Ghost Ogre here. I'm just waiting to be shell-shocked by a Nibiru. That's all. Gustav Max. Let's see if... Yeah, he's going to go and scoop. So he didn't have anything. All right, so that is game. Trains versus Trap Trick. Game 3. So far, I mean, this is a pretty good episode. I don't know why I said so far, because that's going to be the end of it right there. Besides that massive misplay blunder against the PK deck, that was unfortunate. I just blatantly did not see, you know, the fact that we're just going to give him the Fog Blade to the graveyard. Like, that sets up so much advantage for him. Not only did it set up a pop from Bardiche, but it set up the Torn Scales. That's all right. PK is cool. This is a pretty close matchup too. Like, we just got one punch there at the end. I was not expecting that. I knew the one. It summoned the one with the multiple monster negates, but one punching me like that for 11,000 damage really had to do me dirty on video too. But I feel like, you know, that was still a good showcase of trains where the build is at, what it's capable of. Obviously, there's some things that could be tweaked. Maybe the side deck, extra deck is obviously not perfect. I feel like the Earth Slicer can maybe go out for something else. I don't want to play Calamities, so don't even bother suggesting it. And if you see something in the comments that didn't suggest it, it's because they don't have audio on. You just reply with a clown emoji. But if you've made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you watching this far in, because on average, only I think 6% of people who watch my videos make it this far in. So 6% gang, rise up. I appreciate you all. I appreciate all the support you guys have been showing. And I especially thank you guys for your patience over the past 2 weeks of me not uploading. It was a nice break, obviously. It was a forced break, but it feels good to be back. It feels very good to play again. Missed this game quite a bit in the past 2 weeks. I haven't been able to play it. But the train deck feeling pretty good. I think Lightning Storm in the main deck is definitely it. I might even just drop this Foolish Burial for a Cosmic, because back row decks are a pain. Maybe even Red Reboot in the main. I used to main Red Reboot before. Maybe I'll do it again. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to check out the ways in the description that you can support the channel. My new playmat, Blazing Permafrost, is out on Imperium Duels' site. It's been out for a few weeks now. Plenty left. If you want to grab one, you'll support the channel directly. You'll get what I think is their best mat they've ever released. A little biased maybe, but it is a beautiful mat. Check it out on their site. It's my first ever collaboration mat through Imperium, so I'm so excited, really happy with how it came out. I haven't gotten mine in the mail yet because the mail is so backed up, but looking forward to getting it. And when I do get it, I'll probably share a video, you know, showing how the mat is and how nice it is and everything like that. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. As always, Winter Kill signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe so we can hit 20,000 subscribers. See you guys later. And as always, a huge shout out goes to our Divine Level channel members here on YouTube, and they are Academic Thick, Zors, and Cadillacs84. As always, thank you guys so much for your continued and very generous support of the channel.
Oh, I will give you all that you need.